Hi and welcome to Lifestyle Podcast. My name is Satama Fukate. Today I'm chilling with somebody who has done it all. Sometimes I call him a cat with 9 lives. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Tebogo Disruptor Sithathu.
No, thank you very much. It's good to be here, Mafukate, you know. Yes, we come a long way.
Yo.
Yes. Mr. Soweto.
Yo.
So recorder as the twins. It's amazing. And then you were supposed to have been our producer, our record label, but it didn't go that way. But we've been together since.
Tell them the truth that you ran away from.
You know, man, we had too
and
many
it was
deals.
your fault.
I know, because I'm the front man. I was kind of the manager. But, you know, we had too many deals going on. People wanted to snatch us, especially...
Yeah, but they wanted to snatch you after I did my part now.
I know.
You were now in newspapers and everything.
But guess what? We were doing our own marketing. That was...
yes,
so we
knew. That's how you even met me, because obviously we
so we had to get out there and market ourselves so that we can attract the deals. And they did, and we were spoiled for choice. Yeah.
And you decided to use me and run away.
This is payback time now.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, sure.
How are you, Tebogo?
I'm blessed.
It's been difficult to get hold of you to come to me.
Busy. Okay, I've got, like you say, 9 lives. Number 1.
Yes.
You know,
yes. Do you still call yourself a pastor?
No, I'm not a pastor.
But you like saying Naki Muruti. In English, you are a pastor.
Okay, yeah. So anyway, you know what? The gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ has been commissioned to all of us. So once you get born again, you don't have to be a pastor to preach the gospel. So and you know what? I believe this thing. You know, I keep pretending, but at the same time, I can nonsense. I can the other cheek. No, I don't do that because I understand who I am. I know who I am. So yes, number 1, because I'm not ordained, but yes, I'm born again Christian. Number 2, I'm an activist. I'm a disruptor, but I'm a positive disruptor because of more often than not, the term disruptor is associated with negativity, especially when you look at the EFF in Parliament. But let's face it, disruption works all the time. How many young people today watch Parliament because of EFF? No sleeping on their job, now this is a parliament vibrant.
So in short, disruption does work.
Absolutely, and now I'm a positive one because of I've got this phrase I disrupt everything that exalts itself against the knowledge of God. So as long as it's not godly, I will disrupt it unapologetically. As long as khonale abuse, khonale an injustice, I will disrupt all the way. And you must ask Samro, they know about that. You've experienced it many times.
We're going to be talking about a lot of things, you know, from SAMK to Samro to... we're going to be talking about a whole lot of those things. So, but we need to also bring the listener and the viewer to... you know, the front row seat to understand who Tebogo Sithathu is. Yes. Because from the days when we met before you recorded to all the gigs that we did, because it's hard to find a believer, a born-again Christian, that's also as disruptive as you are.
Absolutely.
So people need to understand you're just a normal human being that was born somewhere.
Actually,
and
I'm not normal. I'm extraordinary.
Extraordinary?
Yeah, I'm not just normal.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm
so
extraordinary.
Who's Tebogo Sithathu?
Tebogo Sithathu is a creative. Like I said, I always put it in order of priority. Born again Christian. You know, it's because of people are so religious. The moment you say you're born again, they expect you to be, hey, hallelujah, hallelujah, as if I was a bit about how. When you are born again, you know who you are. But I'm a creative, I'm a musician. I'm the founder of the Twins group, musician, singer, songwriter, composer. I actually, the Twins, and you know the story, Buntlandla, the twins could have been any other two sets of twins. Well, us included, me and my twin brother. It was my idea that I was sitting like this after my dad passed away back in 1990, and I said, we were watching television, and then I saw Jodeci. You know, there was that program, America's Top 10.
I remember we used to play Jodeci even when we were going to gigs and Casey and George and them.
Remember, there was that era in the 90s where it was popular boy bands who were making girls crazy.
Yeah.
So we were all influenced worldwide over Boys to Men, Silk, Shy, you name it. Then there was Jodeci. And even when these guys were singing, okay, fine, they sing beautifully nice, but there was something about Jodeci. So we were watching, my brother and I, it was straight after my dad had passed away, like 2 months or so. We were watching this program, America's Top 10. These short video clips, and they spoke about Jodeci, 2 sets of brothers. And then from North Carolina. And as they were talking, it's like, we had just moved from Alex. So it's like, go next door. And I could relate with them. And let me tell you, at that time, I had no intention of studying, of doing music. I was a music lover, listener, not wanting to be a musician. You know, music changes life. People don't understand. Those boys singing, I remember the song Stay, just singing for literally 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a musician there and there. So
on the spot.
Those boys changed my life. I could relate, one, because of they looked familiar. They didn't look American, and they had their pants down, and so it's like in go next door. Then that is what actually triggered the idea of the twins. People don't know. And more often than not, you need to tell the right story and tell the truth. Claim no easy victories. You know, they would actually, and I've challenged them, don't avoid the question about how twins started, because of the fact that we gave them the platform to be the lead singers. Of course, they had more experience than us from the music perspective.
I remember that's one of our fights as well. I kept on saying they must lead, and you guys said no, we must all sing. And I kept on saying, but guys, Kanta must lead, and you were always challenging me sometimes.
Yes, but rightly so. But obviously you grow. So, but what I'm saying is that. They were avoiding the question of how twins started. So they,
or somebody asked them that question.
They've been asked many times, but they don't want to admit that it was my intellectual property. I didn't even know that I'll be doing intellectual property today. So all I'm saying is that give credit where it's due, and we've kind of sometimes had beef around it, but we've thought about it, but I've forgiven them. So,
but why is it such an important thing to also even be arguing
about that?
Yes.
Because of Mamela, this is lifestyle, this is your brand. Yes. Imagine somebody about again. It's not right. It's not nice. They need to say and acknowledge you how you started it. Or started Abashante, or started New School, or started all these brands. So you must be acknowledged. So I couldn't understand why won't you give credit where it's due? But it's water under the bridge. So I thought, it's for the first time I was really relating the story in
because
full.
I'm actually shocked.
Yes,
because you are my boys. When I'm thinking, I never even thought it would get to that point.
Yeah. So because of as time goes on, remember, when you give people a platform to shine, they want to shine and overshine and outshine you. But you can't outshine the originator at the end of the day, because of twins only collapse because of because of those kind of challenges.
So would you say the twins that we know of 2 sets of twins is now divided?
Let me tell you exactly the point. You've just seen DJ. Yes,
he just passed away.
Yes, just passed away now.
The one,
like literally, and Chalk.
Yes.
It's the first time. I mean, I will tell you, we had a discussion. Like, release something for the 50th birthdays this year, this and that. We've always wanted to do
that. Okay.
Fine. So, but we didn't. We took it lightly. Boom. Not even them. People sending me TikTok videos about. Hey, your song is a banger.
I think it was sent in our group.
It's even in our
that's
group.
How I got to know about it.
And then imagine.
And you even laughed about it.
Yeah, I laughed about it. No, because I didn't want to kind of lay the dirty linen out there. But it's like, guys, the first thing I did was to call them and say, but you can't do that. Twins is the brand of. When people talk about twins in the music industry in South Africa, they're talking about 2 sets of identical twins. That's a brand that we all built together. So if Nelebatlo release a little two, you should have gone like Peter Shabangu brothers, or like they once called themselves Twice. You remember? Yes. Bontata Kileba release a solo project.
I know the name Twice, but was it them?
It was them.
Oh.
and how it happened is that they were arrogant about it. Gallo and Tos was still go Gallo. We owed Gallo an album. She called us into a boardroom, but guys, Twins needs to have an album, sharp. Then I remember that day vividly. Reduce how? Antos wabone ka gona le squabble. Huh? Machita babataya on their own.
But you're sitting together.
We're sitting together. Then, and Runa, we were kind of taken aback by surprise. But guys, Gale batla a Twins album. Joan, you can't use this budget for the two of you. You are not twins. And after all, I started this brand. So Joan, Jani. Then guess what? Antos said, guys, I see there's too much testosterone in the room. Can I leave you? Les solventos alone. Do you know those boys, they actually dumped us there and said they want to go solo. And this is where sometimes fame goes into people's heads. A group is a group effort. Everybody contributes, no matter how little they do. But that's what makes a group. That's what makes a collective. And people don't understand. They think they are all that. And they think they start to look down upon their own colleagues. This is how great bands have collapsed. You know, like Ulibuchikapa. You know,
I'm actually shocked.
And people don't talk about this thing.
I'm actually shocked when I'm sitting here and a lot of things are running in my mind because I said it as a joke that I was insisting that they lead the group.
Yes.
Now, I'm starting to think maybe the problem might have started from way back when I was still involved because you fought against it then.
Yes, it started way back, but we tried to manage it.
All these years.
All these years. Mama, it was never easy.
Because remember when I suggested it was even before you guys could even release.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
It's when I took you to the Coca-Cola Full Blast.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Remember I took you to a competition. You won the competition. I started performing
we
with
didn't.
you.
No. The competition you won when I let you Nina. Remember?
Didn't you ever enter for it?
Rona, we did enter.
Yes,
we
you did
entered,
enter.
Yes.
You did enter.
Yeah, we did enter.
Yes, you even forgot about
No, we did enter. No,
I did enter you for Coca-Cola Full Blast.
I remember that.
Yes.
So, madam, here's the thing. I will never take credit.
You forget easily as well.
No, I don't forget.
You even forgot that I recorded you first. So you see, you forget my intellectual property. You're busy blaming other people.
No.
You know, they might come and say, "Oh, but now you're costly."
But I'm not saying this because of I want to about Bahlaza. I think let me be clear. Because of what I'm saying now.
No, you both my boys. In fact, I'm going to call them after this.
Yeah, you must call them, actually. In fact, most of the podcasts, people were calling me, and
I was not even aware.
Yes, so
I'm actually shocked because
come back.
I mean, it's even making us deviate. But let's go on.
No, come back. But because of comeback, it's something that I wanted to speak about, but I didn't want to respond with immediate effect. I said to them, guys, you see, Twins is a brand of the four of us. People are calling us. You saw, I posted a statement.
Wait, is that why then you refused to come perform at Night with Legends last year? This thing happens this year. Okay.
Yeah, so last time, necessarily over some other things, my twin brother was also not sure whether he wants to perform, but obviously we're waiting to finalize, but we never did. Okay. But here's the thing. I have to admit, Bontlantla, because of they had entered the music industry younger before us, they were obviously better at it than us. That's why we had to give them the platform. But the problem only starts when you have the platform and you disregard. You start to look down upon other people, especially those who have started the very platform that you are on and shining on. So that's my issue. So I don't have issues. We've resolved it, personally, but we had to release a statement because of people were calling us, guys, but Twins is out there, look who remember, people are Twins, even though they're twins, but they're twins. So they have every right to call themselves Twins.
But they know the four of you.
They know the brand Twins is not just about any other two sets of twins.
So you're saying they're performing alone?
Yeah, they're performing alone now.
Calling themselves twins?
Yeah, they're calling themselves. And that was my issue. No, you could have called yourself anything but Twins. Understand? But no, we're still together. How njani? We're still together. You are going on your own. No. But you remember, we sang Shona Pansi before. They said, but it's a remix. You could have invited us. Let's say my brother doesn't want to participate, but I'm a different musician now compared to many years. I told them straight. So you could have invited me. I could have put a part that can resonate with today. So it's a remix. It doesn't have to be exact. So let me tell you, and they know it. I know because they're my boys. I mean, I've spent 30 years with them when they were still young. We were all still young. 30 years I've known each other. We've known one another, and we've been very tight. This is the thing that actually almost kind of disturbed our relationship 30 years later. And I challenged them. I said, no, you were being dishonest. You sneaked. You were very sneaky in doing this thing. You could have just been honest. But they insisted. Like really? No. But you just admit it. You were sneaky in doing it. Nobody was saying you can't do it, but you were sneaky.
But what would have prompted that? That's just what's running in my mind at the moment.
Good
because
question.
You guys were tight.
Yeah, you should ask them. No, we're still tight. And I even boasted to, you see, I'm actually the glue. You must admit it. I'm the glue that held us together over the years. Because there was a point in time where my twin brother was hurtful and say, the way behaving. And let me tell you, I was disappointed. There's a guy who called me about the interview. Then, no, but you can talk to Majida, but release it. So they need to promote themselves. You know, they did an interview. I was shocked. I was even more disappointed. And Wes, like he sends it to me. And check it out. Check it out. No, we're giving you credit. It's not about credit. I don't want to be upset. Because I watched it 1 hour. Name dropping, propaganda. That's what prompted me to release that statement. I said to my brother, let's release a statement.
What's the statement about?
But the statement it was talking about how sneaky they were in actually releasing as twins without us, excluding us deliberately, and talking a bit about the biography. When they did their biography, who's twins? How do you talk about it? Since you started Kashona Pants even before you and your brother, you make us disappear in the history of a brand that we've built over the years. So I was, and the statement was trying to put it straight, guys, we are giving you our blessing to do what you. I mean, we can't hold you back in doing what you want to do. After all, my twin brother was saying, it's the gospel. He's born again. He got born again before me. So I don't think I'm ready to go and perform pop again. I'm not feeling it like the way I used to. Fine. But I said, you could have done it better by not being sneaky. So we kind of had a fallout for a while. I remember even phoning one of the wives and saying, hey, I thought, how change it. This bullshit, I don't like it and I don't appreciate it. I'm disappointed. I was sad watching that. I had to drag myself to watch the entire interview. And the good name dropper, Mabisa Chico, Buka Mazu, Bo, Mark Alex, as if we never existed.
Did they mention me?
No, I'm sure by default about Libet. Yeah, but I mean, like I felt like, no, but you are not telling our history. And where's you are actually making out as if my twin brother's ex-wife is the one that broke the group. So instead of admitting and owning up, you messed up there and there. You are wanting to point fingers at my twin brother in his first marriage, and then you are pointing fingers at the poor woman we are not together today because of that woman. Yes, there were challenges.
How is she coming into the
Eugenia,
picture?
I'm sure I'm popular Eugenia. Eugenia. My twin brother's first wife. I shouldn't have mentioned the name. So I shouldn't do that.
Why would you say that?
But what I'm saying,
was she a singer?
No. Yeah, she will like I'm industry then and papanya lena. So, but
was she calling herself Eugenia?
Eugenia, yeah. No, what the night pizza get our words. Okay. But what I'm saying is that she had her own issues. She was very divisive. very toxic. Yes, that we admit. Mara, she didn't break up the group. And that's what made me angry. In her all her toxicity, she couldn't break us up. Why now, when you are breaking us up, you are making it about her breaking us up? And for me, I felt that there was a lot of dishonesty in that interview. I even phoned the guy on our interview. But I was like disappointed. And he subsequently called me to say, please come guys, little one, we are ready again. We are not ready to talk. So I'm actually talking about this thing for the first time.
That's why I don't even know about it. I mean, I talk to you almost every day. And this is my first time hearing about this.
I'll share the statement with you.
And I meet them at gigs and whatever. We laugh about
and we talk. We don't talk much because of Kiaba avoid, because of Kizanteki, Kiba Panisha for Papa. But we talk. And there's no beef. I'm over that. My brother is over that. I was just, when you are disappointed, it's like when I was something next I expect. Not to keep angry, mara. It's more than anger. It's disappointment. I forgot. How could you? Understand? God, you know me.
What surprises me about what you're saying is you never really get hurt, but this one is really hate you.
Because
I love them. A lot of people have said things about you. A lot of people have fought with you, but you'd still laugh and never even. And the fact that
so I'm
you are talking about it the way you are doing, I'm actually shocked.
Yes, why? Don't be shocked.
The public out there is going to be shocked.
No, because I love my boys. Mamela, we have a special relationship.
Yes, I know.
A very special relationship.
When you left me, you left together as a group.
And we've never been apart. Even when we stopped recording, we've been together since. We've met for we've met for lunch. We've been to Ntlanta's house. We've been tight. Even our families they've been tight.
And then just this remix has made it worse.
But it's not even about that. They could have gone ahead to do that. It's how it was done. How they went about it to do it, because it was like, for me, it smacked of a decency of just being honest with each other, which they could have done. God, nobody's against it. Like, no, I'm done. In fact, I've got a beautiful EP, and so I'm going solo because I thought even the songs that I was writing, pop songs, love songs, I thought it could be together. So I guess that's why I feel like I had, because of it was like, Mara.
But let me frustrate you more. What if they did this because the dishonesty started when you guys ran away from me? They're not used to it. As much as Ada understands it, Tebogo should understand it. I get like you said, I'm shy. So
but I'm venting on your show for the first time because
we and you're talking to a person they know they can't say anything to, because we've been together. We know each other's secrets.
Absolutely.
Deeper secrets.
Deep. And I'll be the first one sharing. I wanted to deal with you on a public platform for the first time.
Wow. Hey, I'm actually shocked. You see now, you've frustrated this whole interview. Because we're trying to talk about how you started to get into the industry now.
Disruption.
But you know what's the funniest thing about this now? And it's going to make me deviate even worse. You're now dealing with intellectual property, which is through your organization that you're leading, IP Justice. Issues like this, then how do you deal with them?
No, you deal with them by, I think, my advice to people out there who have brilliant ideas, protect them when you still have time, so that to avoid any issues. Like, it's like the song, when you go into a studio, it's nice and vibey, you're creating a song, you least expect that it's going to be a big song, boom, put Jerusalem like this. Look at the mess. Look at the mess, what's happening, where people are we're still in this day and age, 21st century, 2025, you still have an Omcebo crying about the royalties. And how do I check it deep? How those agreements were coined. There were things that were left undone. And then once you leave it to chance, eba bothata ba process e tlo bang more expensive ya the court and stuff like that. So I think intellectual property is such an important thing which we are not paying much attention to in this country. In other countries, I always say they have a ministry, a whole department dealing with intellectual property. That's how they seriously
But
take
IP
it.
justice, what is it doing at the moment?
IP justice.
What is it about?
IP justice is about that exactly, to look after cases that are intellectual property for the creatives, and if not only for the creative industry, but it can be for some other industries as well, whether it's pharmaceutical industry or whatever. But it's about
yours is about everything.
Yeah, remember, intellectual property is broad.
Yes.
Yeah, so it can be patents,
Business, it can be patent, it can
trademarks. It can be even in the agricultural space in terms of seeds, those kind of things. So IP Justice is an agency that looks after people whose ideas are being exploited out there and they're not being paid.
So is it an NPO or a proper company?
No, it's a PTY.
Oh,
yeah, IP Justice is a bit. So I'm the chairman, the United Civil Society in Action, which is the civil society movement. Like I told you, I'm an activist.
Yes.
So it's a broader civil society association movement, which is an NPC.
Okay, we'll get to that one. I'm interested in this IP one because at the moment you are in the middle of a brawl with your other brothers because of IP as well.
Yeah, no, but no, it's not a brawl. This one we've let it go. This one, it's not like I'm taking it any step further because of. Remember, when it comes to twins, I'm not accusing them that they can't use the name twins. This thing is about friendship. It's about brotherhood.
Yes.
It's more for me, more about brotherhood than intellectual property itself. Because of I have an understanding that the four of us worked very hard together to build this brand, this beautiful brand over the years, where even some people say we are legends in the industry. So my beef with them was, and it's no more, it was for the fact that the way they were sneaky in doing it, they could have come to us and consult, and we release them nicely instead of nako toladin toko because social media about what they've done. That's it. But I'm not intending to pursue it and have a brawl, a fight over that. But yes, I have every intention to fight for legends of this country whose intellectual property is being exploited. Currently, I'm talking to a few, I won't mention names. And a case in point, William Tetwa, because of its public. William Tetwa, Mr. Everything, I remember Keliko High School. We were still young. I used to listen to William Tetwa, Keliko High School.
He was singing all types of music.
Yeah, all types of music.
He was called
Mr. Everything. Yeah, but here's the thing. Yes, yeah. So his pension fund was diverted. His royalties was taken. They were taken. Like he didn't understand that he's supposed to collect royalties. So crooks like those record company owners, I think I don't want to mention the name because it might be a name. Mahwam Atwana.
Yes.
So, but what happened? I can't consider Paola. So instead of Paola could registration, these crooks, they took William's intellectual property copyright, Bangwadisa the DJ. That's a bahal, to the DJs and the relatives to receive the royalties. William, the Hawks investigated that case. We win the case. Samro just paid him some royalties of the pension money that was taken from he to these people. They had to pay up. Samro had to pay. So
you won that case for him?
No. I didn't.
Oh, you are just using it as an
was
example.
Involved. The Hawks were involved. William was involved, and so on. But we've got same colleagues, Sir William Tetwa, who have gone through the same injustice that have not been paid. So by William receiving his payment, it's a precedent. If the same thing happened to William, to them, why are you paying William and you're not paying them?
But then, Tebogo, where it confuses me is, where do you draw the line between brotherhood and intellectual property? Because you are now saying, no, I've allowed it to just go because we are brothers.
Yeah, yeah. So
But then
remember-
you've got kids
Yeah.
that might grow and say, but my dad was supposed to be earning out of this at a
Yeah.
later stage.
Yeah.
Because we don't know what happened with
Yes.
other situations, including
Yeah.
Williams one.
Okay, let me clarify. Remember, there's music that we've done together as a group. So what they do together now, that's connected to our name.
Oh, so it benefits
it
you.
will benefit us.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why there's no beef there.
Okay.
So, but, and whatever that we've done together, we continue to benefit. The issue, and that's why I'm at peace, because I'm going to go solo and release my own music and build my own copyright repertoire away from us as a group. But whatever we've done together, we still benefit, my brother and I. That's why I'm letting it go, because of it's a matter of bona they were thinking I raise this thing and then later so it's like is it really worth it? Because if you've gone on to do it yourselves, the two Pizza Twins, even people are getting used to it, even though it didn't start that way. So you messed up with our legacy in a way. So that's what I'm upset about, but I've let go.
So you were the first company through your other company, I don't know, Vintage something.
Yes.
You know, to get accreditation.
Yes, for intellectual property, yes.
For intellectual property.
Yes, level 5 skills program.
Yes. And now you also have this one.
Yeah,
They're both companies doing the same thing.
No. Basically, because of IP justice and sobeting. So remember, when you get apply for accreditation, you must be a company.
Okay.
So hence I got it through a different company. Then because of
I
realized, I'm transferring it. So I realized, no, we need a specific focus on intellectual property. And I think it's intentional. That
yeah,
people
but it's
don't
also
know.
smart as well.
Yes.
So you're just buying
Yes.
a portion of
Yes.
those things that you were doing through
Yes.
the previous company to this side.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting at home, I'm watching Tebogo, and he's talking about this. He's mentioned Jerusalem, he's mentioned William, and I need to get help. What do I do?
You just contact me. I'm on the socials as Disruptor. I'm still working on actually having a specific page for the IP justice, because of remember and I'm trying to not wear too many caps. You know, founder ya Gospel Music Association and the chairman, Kabat, president Musician Association of South Africa. So I was wearing too many hats. SAMK, South African Music Industry Council. So I'm trying now to bring everything together. So whatever that I do in terms of civil society, basically politics and activism, is under the umbrella of UXA.
Yeah,
And then,
we will get
yes,
to that one
yes.
because I just wanted to finish with
Yes.
the
The
IP.
IP is
so
going to be
that-
consulting. So,
Yes.
so IP Justice is an agency consulting for creatives who have issues to IP. Then they can contact me.
And then, do you represent them yourself, or you get lawyers for them?
I've got a panel of lawyers that I work with.
Okay.
So if it needs to be that we must go to court, then we can go to court, because of then I'm not a qualified lawyer.
Yes.
But I did IP intellectual property go Stellenbosch University just after years later. When I got into IP and got more interested. So I will be able to mediate cases. Mara, if we have to go to court, then I've got a panel of...
Because you made this interview be all over the place, because then you started being a disruptor like you are. Hence now, I wanted to deal with IP justice and then go back to the Tebogo.
Yeah.
Tebogo is famous through twins. They are performing. At what point do you decide to be an activist?
What's looking? Activism chose me rather than me choosing it, because of when we came into the industry, we were naive, and things were happening, I forgot, I must tell you, I even called Majida even before we had that fallout. I went to collect our agreement, Kokalo, and our old publishing and artist agreement. And boy, was I disappointed. No, and Runa West, we had a lawyer, the famous Mthunzi Mdwaba. And
Yes.
sometimes I wanted to tell him, I wanted to tell him, sometimes I introduced her, hey, they were my guinea pigs, and really lawyer, nice the twins. I wanted to say, but they were man. Because of when I looked at that agreement, when we talk about exploitation, the percentage we were getting there, the kind of deal. Actually, Gallo in that agreement was saying that we could do what Bontlanta did. They could actually split us. They could actually, we signed down, if Rikalwana, and then or something happened to one of us, they could actually even take our brand twins and run with it. I was shocked that we actually signed that kind of agreement. But most shocking for me was that we had a lawyer. And I'm kind of, in hindsight, I got disappointed. How could we were young.
But then you are going to scare young people, because then people keep on saying, go to lawyers.
Yeah.
You guys did that without a lawyer.
Yeah.
I did most of these things without a lawyer. You had a lawyer.
Yeah.
But you still signed the wrong contract.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. Here's my answer. Is this thing of delegating responsibility too much? Let's just face it.
And to think that you as twins were 4.
Yeah.
And you are the most vocal when it comes to those kind of issues. If I remember in our meetings, when it comes to those kind of things, you were always leading. Because for me, I feel like you became an activist from day one.
Because absolutely right. Yes, because of where there's an injustice, your fighting spirit gets activated automatically.
So the 4 of you went into that contract knowingly. Maybe because you are now smarter.
No, I wouldn't say knowingly, but even though in court they will tell you ignorance is not an excuse, we entrusted our lawyer with everything. Knowing we've got a lawyer, we said, we are fine. We should have actually, even having a lawyer, which is an advice that I would give now, looking at the mistake, is to say, even when you have a lawyer, understand what the lawyer is saying to you about the contract. Because if you trust everything to the lawyer can be bored, the lawyer can be ignorant, the lawyer can be excited. But then
how do we get it right? I'm a new artist. You know, my song is nice. Everybody is happy for it. And I choose this lawyer. I'm paying this person.
No, but they can throw you under the bus, Baba. So trust no one. Love them all. The Bible is very clear. Love them all. Trust no one. So I think what the lesson I drew from there is that take responsibility.
Where did he get it wrong?
I think he got too excited. He was sitting with Galo on behalf of the twins and forgot his mandate. I think that's where he got it wrong and never read between the lines. But it was very clear. Without even having to study it. I said, how the hell did we sign something like this? And where's the lawyer?
And you spoke about a percentage. I'm trying to compare your percentage with the one I got. I feel like mine was the worst. But I was happy with it.
Yeah, but maybe we won. Imagine, Runa, that percentage we had to share amongst ourselves.
What was the percentage?
No.
You are trying to educate young people, not to make the same mistake.
It's just embarrassing. It was 10%. We had to share.
That was a lot.
No, but still.
It was a lot.
No. Mafukat, it was not a lot.
Tebogo, you are not known. You just did a Coca-Cola Full Blast with an unknown producer called Arthur, and you don't have anything to back you up, and they offer you 10%. What would you have wanted if it was according to you?
Bullshit. French. All I'm saying, this is what I give advice to artists, new artists. When you go into a negotiating table or in a room, don't think you are coming with nothing. You are not known. You are coming from a lower angle. No. That's exactly
what were you bringing to the party?
Talent. That's exactly, you see.
Did they want you? Did you go to them?
Either way. What I'm saying is
but you're also worried about them skipping you if you don't.
No, and that's a risk. So, but what I'm saying, for young artists, value yourself. You will not, nobody will tell you how much you're worth up until you know what you're worth.
What kind of percentage would you have asked for?
Really group at least 20. Even if about our license,
artist deal.
Yeah, even if they said let's go to licensing, I wouldn't never get mind.
Did you even know about licensing then?
That's a thing. That's a thing. So all I'm saying, that's where the problem starts. When you start to negotiate thinking you are less worthy. So when you negotiate, remember there are two parties here. One is an investor, the other is talent. So you are worth as much as what the investor is wanting to invest. So
but then how do we correct that at the moment?
It's self-worth. is know who you are. So that if Bauskipa and you run the risk, I was so good, so what too much on also Slopa, I as Tolomonia, Abatolomonia, they them Batolomonia because of.
But you lose the opportunity.
You lose the opportunity, but there will be a bigger opportunity. See, that's how we must think. There will be a bigger and better opportunity and a wider door, a wider opportunity that's open for you. It's not the end of the world.
The thing is, it's tough.
I know.
No, marketing yourself as an artist.
Now it's even easier. That time it was tough because of it was traditional marketing.
Yes.
You
Then it was
money.
tough. Yes.
Yeah, yes.
So hence I'm saying sometimes you look into those kind of things.
Yeah. Actually, those are the things that we had to take to consideration. But today, in fact, come on. I mean, the world is so small. You don't need, all these things. Marketing is you can do a marketing on a zero budget as long as you are smart. You know how to tackle things. There are platforms that are all over on the internet and stuff like that. So life is easier now, and I'm saying even more the artists should value themselves.
So these are some of the things that have built you into becoming a music leader that you are now today. Yeah. And you've been involved in the formation of MASA, which I think is now defunct.
Yeah.
You were a president, deputy president, and a spokesperson for SAMK. And you've also done Gospel Music Association. So I don't know which one to start with, but let's start with Gospel Music Association because that's the one you formed immediately after taking a break from Twins. Why Gospel Music?
Because of that's when I got to be into the gospel. I started to understand the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ, and I realized, wow, actually, gospel music is the most powerful and biggest in the country and worldwide over, but it's got no representation. And unfortunately, when I'm African, I'll tell you, the moment I leave these organizations, they collapse.
Exactly. I was about to ask you, why do you form these beautiful organizations that are powerful and they make an impact and then you leave them? Why did you stop GMA?
You know what? I want to over creative. I'm too creative. So there's a side is in sharp where we're creative. It needs to be managed because of then you can build a brand and collapse.
But why did you allow GMA to die?
No.
Did you go into gospel music because you knew it was a lucrative industry?
I went because of I believe in it.
Because if you were passionate about it, you wouldn't allow them to die.
No. I actually didn't deliberately allow them to die. Remember, Kollega was my deputy. So I was hoping, and the late Deborah, may her soul rest in peace, was the treasurer at the time. So I was hoping, and it was run by artists. It was me, the chair.
Solimo was there.
Solimo Hulu was there. So it was the deputy secretary. Winnie Mashaba was there. So it was purely run by artists. So unfortunately, the problem with being a leader and overcreate is we need to impart our skills to those we work with. Because of then how see you? Everything is sort of and then how see you? So people don't.
But why would you allow such organizations to die? That's what I'm trying to understand. At what point do you just say, I'm now leaving?
Oh, no. It's at the point when another creative, my creative juices are
and then you resign.
And then I resign. And so, I was sold out.
No, but I'm still
go to GMA, yes. Go to GMA, I resigned because I wanted to move on. And I actually wanted GMA to continue. But unfortunately, the guys couldn't hold it together. But we still talk.
And you were raising good funds for them.
Absolutely.
That's what I don't understand. I mean, you raised millions for GMA, and then you leave such a brand.
Even now, there's a huge vacuum. You see.
And there's more gospel artists than before.
And they're not being taken care of. But now, here's the thing. The solution I've now come up with, how are we going to take care of gospel? Because also, I'll tell you, colleague will share with you, no one live anymore. But I can't happen, I can go from the Twins. So Baba le jealous gore ba ntse ba go dikhoneng gore mara a se gospel artist why lento le e hollow yena.
But you did release a gospel album?
Yes, I did, But at one point, along the way, okay,
let them do their thing.
Do it. Did they do it? To this day, there's still a vacuum. So I've actually proposed to UCSA, because of UCSA is a United Civil Society, and civil society is broad. So I've said to colleague and them and other gospel artists, come, because of I was approached to actually form by the family of the late Deborah Fraser, is my colleague, by Wonom Kaibo, to say, can you assist resustain the legacy of Deborah? Then I proposed to her, let's form a foundation. She used to have one. So we are busy now facilitating the formation of the Deborah Fraser Legacy Foundation. So, ke batla gore ka di entities tsa bona ba tle under UCSA so that we can have now gospel programs under UCSA. So that I can avoid mafokati. I can't, kasi kumpona ki president wa mo, kausani ki chairman ka, so it's like it's too many hats. And other people they don't understand gore people love you attract these people coming to you to say, assist us with this and that.
So what is UCSA? United Civil Society in Action.
Yeah.
And then how does it link with gospel music?
No. Remember, civil society, as long as you are not government, you are not big business, you are not whatever, you are civil society. Even our industry, it falls under civil society. It's just that the creative industry likes to...
Why civil society?
Civil society is a... What's my name? It's like your... this propagandist, AfriForum. It's like the AfriForum. If you understand what AfriForum does, it's about the citizens. Where you are playing in the political space, you're looking after the citizens without wearing a political hat. Because of our motto, it's like the best example, UDF, United Democratic Front of the 80s,
yes.
Where you unite different people from all walks of life.
But then they had to form UDF because the ANC was banned,
yes.
PAC
yes.
was banned,
yeah.
a whole lot of organizations, AZAPO, were in trouble.
And it was the biggest mistake to collapse UDF. Biggest mistake. And I've heard Dr. Reverend Alan Busak mention it a couple of times. Look at where we are now. It was the biggest mistake. You see, the problem we have in this country.
But was it not replaced by SAMK?
Yeah, but SAMK is a baby ANC. You see, when you are a civil society, you need to be independent. You need to be apolitical. So you must desist from choosing the politics, like our slogan was taken, UCSA, was taken from UDF. It says, purpose unites, politics divide. UDF used to say, apartheid divides. Something unites, but purpose unites, politics divide, and it's so true. You know why? When go ANC, go MK, hey, you don't understand the immaturity of comrades. There are those who are calling me sellout. There are those who will not take my calls anymore. There are those who would literally, I'm not talking about joking, hating me, and you wonder. And some of them, I will challenge them. You dare call me a sellout. You dare be upset with me or go another political party. Urutili, the former enemy. I mean, yes, Mahua is the enemy, but they are the former oppressor. You are sitting with them in the so-called fake GNU that is not making any difference. Lefana Mereko. DA is just happy to have cabinet positions and make noise. They don't care. They've brought ANC back into power. So I'm saying, that experience, because of moving from one point, then look about disappointed lebona. Cover, protector, you risk your life. I said, I'm done.
You've been with ANC all your life.
Yeah.
You even campaigned to be a councillor. Yeah. And then you decide one day, I'm going to MK.
Yeah.
Why?
What's talking? You know, it's about anyway. You know when you've reached a point where there's nothing new that I'm going to find. That you see, when people get too comfortable, when people get comfortable, we are always going to win, and then they show you a middle finger. They don't see your value. Then you move. Because of Gamo other side, you're hoping for the best.
How's MK different from ANC after your observation?
609, you're fun. 609, you're fun. So that's hence.
But you're still with MK?
I'm with the citizens. And I've never said
hence
this.
You are now with UCSA.
And UCSA, let me tell you, before even MK came along, UCSA was formed, if you check, you can go to the APC, it was registered as an NPC 2020. So because of I'm an activist, I got excited, like all of us, when MK came about. So, here's a wind of change.
But what's your promise through UCSA?
My promise is very simple. We stand for the citizen. We will fight against any abuse, against any injustice, irrespective of who you are. So it's better that way, rather than this political party because of we go this one, go this one, this one, go that one, go that one. So it's like we lose the credibility. Then people think and not because of
who funds civil societies? Because you're going to at some point struggle to sustain UCSA.
Absolutely, Mara. Thank God, we don't struggle. We fight and we know our worth and we know where to find it. Even if we must go outside the country, we will do so. Unfortunately, and you're asking a very important question. If you look at the NGOs, Black Civil Society, all the NGOs, remember UCSA, we represent registered NPCs and NPOs, as long as you are an NGO. White civil society is very well funded. Outer, AfriForum. And Section 27, freedom under law. That's why
but don't you think because their mandates are clear?
No, it's not because of that. Our mandate is very clear. It's very clear. Runa, we represent, United Civil Society in Action, we represent marginalized people of this country, especially in the townships and the rural. You've seen our fights go Loto, where they even personalized about SIU. Now I've written to SIU and I said, we are under investigation. For what? How come we are under investigation but we don't know? So we are fighting for justice. There's a lot of money for NGOs go Loto, go NLC, Mara. If they're very well off NGOs, but the changes in the name of fighting corruption, they are more corrupt than even the previous. Now I've told them right in their faces. Even the workers protested. They invited us, me and my SG, to come and we addressed and we said, I even posted that video. They are more corrupt. But some digital platform apply. Do you know you are sitting on top of 4 billion? You have not distributed money. The next thing, utlisa system shutting out a lot of NGOs outside. That system was problematic. They had to show the evidence. They December, extended 4 times because of the numbers were not numbering. So all I'm saying, Rona as UCSA, we know our mandate, we represent the most marginalized. Yes, we're not funded, not even by the NLC. And then white civil society gets funded because of Mahua Sapotana. And you don't blame them. We can't blame Mahua for Rona, we are disorganized because of Aratane. Look at, you see how black people work. Instead of Kito Sapota Arthur, not that you can't do or you shouldn't, but like I told you, I will be doing my podcast and I will come here to talk about it, but I'm here to support you for as long as I haven't done it. And my issues that I discuss are going to be different from the issues that, so we need to start to bring that spirit to supportana. But just says.
So, Kemza, I'm liking this idea of a civil society.
Yeah, it's powerful.
What kind of battles or issues
we take up?
Yes.
Look, let me give
people of Joburg.
People of Joburg.
Yes.
This is a movement that is forming. You know, these people of Joburg is a brand that's concerned about Johannesburg. Johannesburg,
yeah.
It's a fact. In fact, the mayor was on 702 this morning, and then apparently, I don't know, agents or whatever, it was scoring 8 out of 10. So, you know, you must have listened to the calls. But 8 of 10, Joburg ibodile. 8 of 10 out of a scorecard. There's nothing. We've allowed illegal immigrants to dominate. The businesses are the only industries, the spaza shop and everything. So people of Joburg are interested. It's part of, we work, so you don't have to be, UCSA is like, that's already united. Every civil society organization works with us. Out like a program shop, I support. Like this one, I support for one thing. We want to bring back Johannesburg back to its glory. And we're supporting this movement. It's starting to gain traction, go Kasi, all over, Alex Soweto, and then we have an interest in making Johannesburg work, less crime, and so on and so forth. So that's what we do. Organizations, we plug each other there to support one another.
So civil societies, more especially in terms of UXA, is taking care of things that politicians are failing
to do. So we are holding politicians and political parties accountable. Hence, I'm saying, I've decided to take a step back from being a member of a specific political party because of
How different are you from SAMK?
From Sanko. Sanko, what's about Sanko? It's an alliance. You know, SACP is independent, but ANC disguised as something else. Kosatu, the same thing. And that's why I split it, split. So now we don't play petty politics. Sanko illustrates traction. I'm sure there's 3 or 4 versions of Sanko right now. Wahopulale JZ, Wilaba, chairman ya Sanko ko KZN, chairman ka kwa balwana olebari. No. Asi Sanko ya neti ke Sanko ya mak. So the moment you start to be politicized, then that's where you get tainted. But I'll tell you, civil society they are very politicized. If you check AfriForum, Section 27, they are on the right side of politics. They support the DA, they work with the DA, they work with the Freedom Front Plus. They're just not pronouncing it.
Yeah, because I was going to say to you, there's no way civil society might not be politicized one way or the other. They might not contest for elections, but you're still dealing with the issue of citizens.
Yeah, when I talk about politicization, I'm not, remember, when you are civil society, like UDF, it was civil society, but it was political in nature. It was dealing with political issues. So we deal with political issues head on. Make no mistake. And hence, for me, it's a safer space to deal with politics rather than to wear a political party hat. Because of then, these guys are so immature.
What makes it safe?
No, because of meeting le ANC because of in government just because of Uko MK or Uko Maibuya or Uko EFF, which is silly. Because of when you are in government, you're supposed to work with everybody. So I took a conscious decision, especially after my SG advice, hey, Chair, you are the face of the organization, so you can't be wearing these political hats. You don't compromise.
So you resigned from MK?
Well,
or you just didn't pay your membership?
No, I just decided to be inactive in the politics wearing a political hat and to be active in politics wearing a civil society citizen's cap. Because of at least there, I'm not going to be divided with people. I can talk to EFF, I can talk to MK. If Baliko Parliament, as civil society. If it's got EFF, but I don't know, I require Julia, I require MK, so I don't like that nonsense. So, hey, what to say? I'm afraid to. No. So, I am an activist. Make no mistake. I am in politics. But I want to be able to work with all political parties, and nobody must say, well, now I can't work with you because of that political party. No, we are apolitical, but we are playing in politics. That is the difference.
You've helped form the MK Creative Council.
Yes.
You formed it and you left it again.
I'm the founder. And I left it. You know why? Mamala, I forgot. I wouldn't need toxicity in fact. Now I'm the kind of, what you see is what you get. Amongst yourselves. Also be sente. Also be because of people love positions.
What was the MK Creative Council about?
It was basically to say, let's mobilize creatives, especially like MK gained traction. A lot of artists were disillusioned, like myself, when I left the ANC. So let's mobilize them and then change policy, influence policy, re-influence rated program that benefiting even a young up and coming talents, whereby it's not about what brand you have for you to get attention, But unfortunately, but I want a vision, and also was also to try and disrupt this notion of MK ke amaZulu ke ako Natal. I also wanted to help in there. Mara ka kry gore yeah. Hona le batho ba nang le tlhogo tse thata ka re. So na hona le gore ke lona le position, I leave. And they know me all over. Like no chore ke le ka batlo ba ANC councillor. I actually didn't walk in and say I want to be a councillor. I was chosen by the ANC in my branch. And guess what? Even in that, I had my own branch executive fighting against that, to a point where before the campaign, they actually said they boycotted my campaign because of they couldn't understand. And some even said some of the most stupid and painful things, so part of artist. Then I remember responding, so you think artists, in fact, if you didn't know, artists are the most brilliant people because of we are creative. So then you could see the perception political parties and people in politics have about artists is that we are good to go and go to campaigning, we cannot be leaders. And I'm glad Eugene is showing them flames. He's showing
Ringo,
a different Ringo, showing the Fana and le Penny Penny, aye, Papa Penny, aye, Wana whatsoever. So they're putting some spice in there. But they must be robust. Problem I keep asking them, Eugene, you know how much Eugene and I used to fight, even in SAMK. We were like cats in little hot. Mother, today, you know what?
And talking about that,
yes.
At some point, you guys fired Eugene from SAMK.
Yes, we suspended him. And I
stood alone fighting for him in the board.
And what's back?
The whole board, you guys were against me, fighting for the expulsion of Eugene. And you then became a president.
Acting president, yeah, for
because
that time.
you were deputy president.
Yes.
But you supported people removing him. Why?
And let me tell you, talking. Against Eugene.
But I tried to raise that point that, guys, we cannot fire a president.
Yeah, I did apologize to him subsequently. That's why when I a very good relationship. Since
did you apologize now that his EFF is now in parliament?
No.
No,
long before I can go parliament. We resolved it. I actually read the industry.
But when I was advising you guys, why didn't you see it?
No, I can sometimes say, but I
was coming independent. I always looked at things differently. Because even when I got appointed to the board, I didn't canvass or anything.
Yeah.
And I was actually shocked seeing you guys caucusing because I was not used to those things. I just sat there and then somebody raised my hand and then I got elected.
But I'll use that because of remember, so they will use you. So that's why you must be spiritually alert so that you are not used by people to achieve their own agenda. Actually, they saw me as a very strong person, and Eugene is a strong character. So they couldn't challenge him. So they were actually never to challenge Eugene, which I did. And I did.
To those that don't know, SAMK is the South African Music Industry Council, which was formed by a lot of different organizations that are in the music industry, including SAMRO, SAMPRA, all of them, Kapaso, all the music organizations, SAMPRA came together to form an organization that was meant to represent the music industry.
Yes, unfortunately, even to this day, criticize what. Let's face it, a lot of organizations are not making the impact that they ought to be.
What have you guys achieved? I was going to ask you that question. I know at some point I was also a board member, but when
but you can't ask that. You are out of order because of when you are accountable. You must account.
No, but you were my president. Remember with me when I protested against the expulsion of Eugene. I was then sidelined.
I remember that.
Yes. Hence, I'm asking, when you sit back now,
Yeah.
what would you say
We achieved.
you have achieved as SAMK?
Well, I think SAMK achieved tšhelete at that time. Tšhelete nyana e ne re file ke DTIC 500,000 nyana ba ipatula ba re bala ko di-hoteleng ba etsa di-shofe what hey no ba ipatuse and then next na le control ya account. I didn't even know there was an account. Apparently there was another account ya SAMK butsing hey bafethu no ya bua mo industry go shasharakana.
You left SAMK.
I left. That's why
you formed Music Association of South Africa.
Yeah, and then I left because of also, and now when I leave, I tell you straight, I called for a general meeting. Even those that were conniving against me.
And you have the patience to do so.
Yes, I do.
Because I saw with MASA.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is the Music Association of South Africa.
I called them. I called the members. I said, ba kopanele Samro. Samro irina ki ba attack in the media. So mara I ba butor luna le ring ba shasharakana. So
but what scares me about all these organizations is that one might not have faith in Tebogo because he easily gets bored and he doesn't fight for what he believes in because you live.
After all, they shouldn't have faith in me. They should have faith in God. UCSA is going nowhere because of this.
Because I was going to say, what if people want to join UCSA, but they're worried that, hey, this one is going to leave us again.
No, that's why we must build capacity. An organization shouldn't depend on one person. I got a call from Brian Ronachai and Ampololo the other day. Hey, Ganam, so, no, but no, I got a campaign and I got to Tula, the board member, Samro, corrupt. So then he was saying, but you are bigger than the organization. How you are such a brand. For the first time, I keep on a media statement. SG as SG. So I think we're starting to make sure UCSA does not only become Tebogo Sithathu, so that if Tebogo decides to move on, the organization collapses. There's a bigger work to be done. But the beauty about UCSA is that it's an umbrella. So I'm actually collating all the work that I've done since into this one big umbrella.
So UCSA is in the middle of some rose petals at the moment.
Yes, absolutely, yeah. So basically, a group called Artists United, but because of Lena, I declared, guys, now I can't be wearing too many hats.
Who's Artists United?
Artists, different artists, like members of Samro, different organizations. But in the main, artists who are also members of Samro. So
why then just not go as members and call yourself Artists United?
No. So my organization, UCSA, how it came about. So
no, I'm not talking about UCSA. I'm talking about United.
United. No, it's not a registered organization.
Oh, okay.
It's just a what you call, it's just a platform.
Okay.
Which we started on a WhatsApp group. It started in Tsigimazwai, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, so we met there. Then we decided, and Tsigi called me for the podcast around the issues of Samro and OWN and others. So we started deliberating. And because of, I remember when Dr. Graham Gilfillan Squire, when he passed away, I went to the funeral. And I was, we had family from the US and Cape Town and everything. They were all there. And I made a pledge in front of all those people. Squire, it was after I released a report about how much money is sitting in collecting societies, all of them combined, over R1 billion. Then I said, I will not allow for the legacy of Squire to go down in vain, for nothing. And after that, I just lost energy because of the shenanigans that is collecting society. I lost energy and I left the space for quite a while. That's when I started UCSA. Then later, man, I realized nothing is changing. So some of us are needed in this space. And there were people on the side who kept on saying, hey man, you need to come back. Even my twin brother, he would meet a lot of artists. So I could see, I was actually making an impact. And then now I'm missing and the enemy is happy. That's when I came back.
What's the issue with Samro?
Samro is corrupt, just like many of them. Samro is corrupt and we must tell it like it is. And you must show them this. I'm saying that. 3 board members were implicated in a forensic report, which they commissioned themselves. So, and then Samro, what they do after that, the board, particularly the chair, they shield these board members. You know, you must attend these meetings, We
I
started
used
the
to.
meeting.
Remember, I used to attend all
Yes. You
meetings.
should, even the more reason now why you should. We started the meeting at 10. Mtakona chiga. At some
The
point,
EGM.
Yeah, go EGM. At chiga.
Who's that?
Maweni, the chairperson.
Okay.
As about remove MOI, can you sit with the board member? Are you feeling good and you sleep well at night? You have 3 board members whom are implicated in a forensic report. Whether MOI ring, the Constitution doesn't allow it. And then the company state doesn't allow for
Were
it.
they legally removed?
We remove them legally. How? Got democracy. We voted by a show of hands. Over 70% of the vote.
But then does the MOI allow it?
Then if it's allowed, change, it will eventually
Yes, but
allow
then
it.
it means it's still not tested in a court of law.
Yeah, they can
so
go to
court. So what
court.
if they take you to
They
court?
must go. In fact, I said they must go, but I'm tolerant by me to go court.
But then were they happy to be removed?
They were obviously they're corrupt. They won't be happy. And dog. Some of them had said the batla ibusa. Ale go le ka tla mola nka equipment la utswa mo wana mafukati wa stop ba le podcast. Look at these beautiful young people who are coming here over empowered. The next thing le go di bele tla le re ka go le tshwere e bele re tla busa equipment. O tlo tlogela ba charger. And what irritated me most is that the chair had made a commitment to them, and it's in writing. Perhaps we should consider them getting an amnesty. Imagine.
What's their crime?
They stole money.
Alleged crime.
No, it's not alleged. It's proven. The report is implicated. But
no, a report is not a court of law.
No. It's not a court of law, Mara. It's they've admitted.
But was that report tested in court?
No. It doesn't have to be tested in court. The investigation was done. It's like how investigator. Phone investigator. Somebody about it. So do you need to go to court? Naledi even admit le phone. Sorry to make a bad example. So all I'm saying, the issue of the matter here is that there is no need to go to court. They will go to court to want to contest us removing them, hiding behind this MOI, which is also unjust, that we've been wanting to change and that we are still going to change whether they like it or not. They've admitted, they even offered to bring the money back, and so that Batole amnesty.
Have they admitted?
Yeah, they admitted.
Publicly?
Yeah, publicly. No, to the board.
How much is the money?
3.4 million. But it's much more. 3.4 million. A confirming CEO le board check.
How was the money taken?
But claimile ko andoke isi msebizi wa bona.
Did they claim?
Yes.
Or were they paid?
No, they claimed. Remember, Andok published the list. So they claimed. So it was intentional. It was not by accident. Some report, particularly the chair, signed him off. It took over 11 million. They signed him off on a visa overseas. He's sitting pretty somewhere, on a beach somewhere, whilst our artists are dying as paupers. What nonsense is that? Do you call that a board? Do you call that leadership? Those people must be removed. 90% of that board is corrupt. And we are going to remove them, whether they like it or not.
And if you remove, how do you then move forward?
We replace them. I mean, capacity. And every board member, they must be vetted. They must be capable. This thing, some rows have been, the chair and some board members have come to me and said, we're not going to collapse Samro. Just because of Sonia IO, just because of Universal IO, so organization will collapse. Who said that?
Let me ask you a question. Their names have been put out there in public, through press releases and stuff, and they're being accused.
Yeah.
But they're not yet tested in a court of law.
They can go to court, but they have done it. So talk about the ones that we've removed from the board. We were very specific. And I remember, we didn't even commission that report. It was commissioned by the very same board.
But you know where I'm headed to? Reputational damage.
Yeah, organization.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, the organizations. It's not the individuals.
They never cared.
They were
representing those companies. And those companies, if they were honest and fair, they were supposed to say, before even we remove their representatives, to say, hey, guys, really implicated. We are recalling you. to save their own skin. They didn't
Because
do that.
What I'm trying to say is they might go to court because of their reputation.
What reputation?
No, but remember they are accused at the moment. But you said they've accepted.
Yes,
But did they accept guilt?
Well, they have accepted, yes. It was reported to us in the meeting, they have accepted and they said they were sorry. And then that's why some board members were pushing for amnesty. And you know what amnesty means? It means once you grant them amnesty, then it means they cannot be prosecuted, which is bullshit.
So who was going to grant them amnesty?
The board chair was pushing for that, at least some board members.
But how was the process going to unfold?
It's not going to happen.
What were the proposals?
They must account fully.
But I'm just saying, what were they proposing? That amnesty, the actions?
Basically granting someone amnesty by in law, it means
but was it going to be a written contract?
It was going to be a signed off thing. And then the chair was asking us to allow for that nonsense. We said
As a resolution?
It's a resolution. We said no.
What resolutions were taken? Major resolutions?
Major resolutions is that we're not going to sell our Samro building. They are pushing for the chair.
The old Samro building.
The current building. The CFO was presenting nonsense there. Understand? Now, what kind of a CFO is that? We are losing money. We are losing money because we are mismanaging the asset. They've sold our parking spot opposite Samro that we've had for. This is our land.
That other stand on the other side.
Student accommodation.
Yes.
We know it on good information that we could have leased. Even the people that bought it, they said, no, we are prepared. We can take a 99-year lease. We must check USA's statement. It's there. All those charges. They sold it. Guess how much that property is making now for those people? Over 60 million. Over 60 million. That could be coming to us. So here are these incompetent board members who are corrupt, who are shielding one another, who have allowed another one to go scot-free overseas without accounting, still managing our Samro. And then, we are losing so much already. And I told them, guys, this is not personal. I was speaking even to the chair, even the CEO. You come into this fire. We've been fighting Samro all these years. It's just that we never got it right. And some of us took a step back. But this time,
what if I jokingly say, we're not Debza, you don't want them to sell the building because you are also renting in there?
No, I don't rent there.
Are you no more renting?
I'm not renting there.
You're left?
My twin brother works there.
I was going to go there. Your twin brother is in property as well?
No, but my twin brother has been in property for the last 23 years. He's one of the
experts.
But
is he still there?
Yeah, he's still there. And remember, he's also a member.
Of Samro, yes, he's a musician, remember.
And we can't remove him. And he has every right to be in there.
Yes.
Understand? So the problems are Samro, ke mismanagement, ke corruption, and a riloba tutula. I've made a commitment. I've spoken to my God. I've spoken in tongues. And I said, God, these ones, they must go. I love them. But for this corruption, they will go. And I will make sure. I'm telling you. No, and it's not about Samro alone. Samro. We're going to go to one by one. We're going to transform.
You've been criticized in the media for being an activist in civil society. Why is that?
The enemy, Mfethu. You know the enemy. Mamela, the Bible says God will lay a table in front of your enemies.
Why are you fearless though?
Because of a beautiful question. I was wondering when you were going to ask it. When you have the Spirit of the Lord in you, you are fearless. There's a difference between having faith and being faithful. Lots of bazalwane are religious. And I keep up with hampe. And I told a message. I'm fearless because of I understand what kind of God I'm serving. I'm serving when you read the Bible. More often than not, I'll give you an example of Mary. When the angel came to Mary to say she'll conceive, and the angel says, fear not. When God speaks to his people in the Bible through and through, the apostles, he always reminds them, fear not, fear not. You know why? Fear is of the devil. Fear makes you and you will not achieve anything. when you have fear. So now I'm fearless because of I have come to understand gore I am not a religious man. I know the kind of God I am serving, and He is with me. People will try. They've tried to kill me, by the way, many times. Yes.
I don't know about that.
No. There was a point in time when my second-born son was. People came into my house. They lay him down.
I think I know
you remember
about the
that?
story. Yes.
Yeah, they were looking for me. And it was at the height of my activism Kosamro at that time. Squire was still alive. I've been a lot of times. So I'm not scared of death because of death. What is death? Because of we are here, it's an impact. And we come in here, and one thing that God has put in my heart, I hate an injustice. I'm not maybe because of I would not look away and walk away abuse apartheid or whatever. I would stand up. I'm that kind of a person. So I can't look the other way. As long as naked shapo, I know saying I would rather lose. I've lost so much in my life financially, get victimized because of my activism. And I'm not about to stop.
But don't you think this battle against Samro is way too big to fight?
No, it's too small.
We're talking about an organization that makes billions.
That's fine. And then, so what I can tell you is not bigger than God, my God.
And you know why I'm saying this? Which brings me to another controversial question I want to ask.
Yeah.
When we were studying these campaigns about the copyright amendment bill, we were opposed to free use.
Yeah.
And
fair use.
Fair use, fair use.
Yeah, yes.
We were opposing fair use.
Yeah.
And you were then
on the other
supporting
side.
fair use.
Yes.
Why was that?
And no. You see, when you don't understand Disruptor, you're going to be confused. You know me, when I'm better than everyone. When I take up a fight, I take it head on. If I believe in it, or I'm on the right track, I will fight. It doesn't matter against what kind of an enemy. So at that time, there were two groups, you remember. Copyright, Recreate group, in Jack Devlin, your South African Guild of Actors, and all of them.
That's the one you were supporting?
Yes, I was supporting that group because of and I didn't just accidentally, by the way, support them. I used to have discussions Libona. And then, remember, I even did a copyright Indaba a conference so that we can try and get everyone together. But we were so divided, but understandably so. And why, to answer you exactly, I was like looking, copyright coalition, Samro, all these people that have been ripping us off. That was my first move. Look at who's opposing this thing. And I like the Labour government. But these guys are benefiting from your corporate. So obviously, because we are bringing about change, they will fight it. You think they will take it lying low? Then I remember I was the president of Musician Association, and they used to call us rebellion debate. But I used to be suspicious, no man, I can't just support blindly. Then I started to have discussions with various groups. Then the king. You're not fair use. So is the answer, guys, come back. Let's talk about
this. Explain to me what's this fair use.
Yeah. And then I started reading even for myself. God, they can rely more on their information. And then remember, Jack is a creator. Jack is an actor. And he's a chairman, the Guild Association. And I feel for actors. And I was feeling it's like the actors. I used to talk to Florence Masebe about it. No, but guys, Lunadi musician, you have quality societies. Why are you delaying this thing? Remember, also another difficulty. The two bills are intertwined.
Yeah, so they need to split them.
Yeah, so now that was
because
another
the copyright
difficulty.
bill and the performance bill.
So now, just closing this one. No man, you are not convincing. Your argument is not convincing. It's not make sure. Don't you think it will risk the musicians on content? blow hot and cold. I was convinced that other parts that as for 4 years, can we make a compromise? Let's push for it's before I sign you. Then they refused. Then that's why I left them. So I found myself.
And when are you not scared to change your mind?
No, I'm not. Because, like I say, if I believe in a cause, I will fight it all the way. I don't get swayed. Remember, I'm not a politician. I'm an activist. Politicians, but somebody did chameleon. That's why I'll never be a politician. I'm an activist. I'm principled. Once I believe in a cause, I stay with it.
Yeah. Debza. Yeah, no. I'm just going to take this thing to another direction now. We're just going to have fun. I'm going to ask you fun questions.
Okay.
Because
I love fun.
People are now scared, thinking, yo, this one is a real disruptor. Yeah. This one is fun questions, but you must answer first.
Okay, sure.
If the twins were to reunite for one song today, what would the title be?
Well, no, for me it was one of our most beautiful songs.
Yeah, but then, you will remake it.
Yeah. Even if we work with younger artists, to remix it, yes.
What's your go-to throwback performance memory from the twins days?
Whitney Houston.
I knew you were going to mention one of those.
You know why? Because she was moved to tears. Imagine a vocalist like Whitney crying because of how you blend in the harmony. No, definitely the late Whitney.
Who was the most serious one in the group and who was the joker?
Tabo, my twin brother, the most serious one. So now we were playful.
The joker?
Namara, you know I'm shy. I'm very shy.
Then, okay, I got the answer now. What's one 90s Kwaito hit you wish you had written?
King Chisco,
Claimer.
I know that song. Even to this day, that song rocks me.
Thanks. At least I was part of those.
You were part of that.
I'm happy then. If you could perform with any artist, past or present, who would it be?
Bontlantla, my boys, since I'm releasing, I'm short Lokopan, so somewhere on stage and we do our thing. Madlingo, Ringo, Fighter, Barkema. Sure.
So I'm going to try and convince you guys to come to a night with legends.
No, we'll come for that special.
I'm going to call them after this thing.
No, don't worry about that. We are sorted. We'll come.
Okay,
we'll
thank
come
you.
For a special performance.
That's a commitment.
Yeah, it's a commitment. Yeah.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee. Always coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, always coffee.
Shisanyama or fine dining?
Shisanyama. Papa and Flace li chakalaga.
Vinyl, cassette, CD, or streaming? What's your favorite music era?
It will always be CD and vinyl.
CD and vinyl.
Yeah, because of at least we were making money. We are being ripped off by these platforms, even though it exposes us to the world, Mara, we are like not making money, honestly. We have no control.
Who has the better dance moves, you or your brother?
Lunch bar, obvious.
If you ain't doing music or activism, what would you be doing today?
Making love?
I'm not getting involved there. What message would you...
But you left out a very important one.
Yeah.
If you're not doing music, if you're not preaching the gospel, because I'm a preacher of the gospel. So don't forget that one.
Okay.
That defines me.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, good one.
Yeah.
What message would you send to your former group members today, Leslie, Lucky, and Ntlantla?
I love them. They formed one of the most important critical developmental stages in my life. I'm who I am. I'm disruptive the way I am. I know as many people as I do, and I'm known by as many people because of that platform, twins. So I will always love them. I respect them. I love them. I will tell them where to get off anytime I need to, but I will not have what you call equality against one. So it's what under pressure.
It's sad that we didn't even talk about our early lives a lot. That's why I'm saying you still need to come back.
Yeah.
You know, you're one
There's
of
a
those
lot,
people. Yes, there's a lot.
to
Your
do.
part, I can tell, is going to be 3 parts.
Yeah,
you know,
there's
this
a
is the
lot.
first part. Any message
Yeah.
to those at home?
Support Lifestyle League Bafethu. This is a beautiful platform. I've seen it grow from when it was launched, and I love the developmental elements in young people, especially young women, also, you know, learning and actually contributing. I think congratulations, Mafokate, to you for this. And well, now you are a disruptor yourself in many ways. You just don't realize because of you always know how to reinvent yourself. Out of fashioning, yeah, out of fashioning. And by the way, you look good, eh?
Oh, you too.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, no.
You think that?
You think that? Now, I could have a timer, Makarena. Wabon timer, fresh in Jingam. Timer. Pizza tapes and go clean the challenge on how tapes are. Hotman, get pork, Hotman.
Yeah.
Get tapes or disruptor.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Tebogo Sithathu, the Disruptor.